Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Hakeem. So, I noticed that there wasn't anybody, or there weren't many Tafsir or Tafsir on YouTube for Suratul Fatihah. So, I decided to do this because in the perfection of the Salat, one of the most critical things is to reflect on the Quran. And 17 times a day in every Salat, we reflect or we read Suratul Fatihah. So it would make perfect sense that we should know something about Suratul Fatihah. And it should be, sufficient. It should be actually quite good. So that when we're reciting the Quran, ayah by ayah, or verse by verse, that we can think about what it is that we're reading, the meanings of it. So what I have here is a Tafsir of Suratul Fatihah, and this is the Tafsir of Ibn Katheer, and this is the abridged version by that is published by Dar es Salaam Publications. And as you see here, it was under the supervision of Sheikh Mubarak Safi Rahman al-Mubarak Puri, or Mubarak 40, and this was a gift by the noble, generous person Sulaiman al-Rajhi, and you can see all the information there out of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But this is the explanation from the Tafsir of Ibn Katheer. This is the abridged version, and this is the Tafsir, or the explanation of the opening chapter of the book of the Quran, Surah Al-Fatihah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Okay, so the meaning of Al-Fatiha and its various names. The surah is called, or the chapter is called Al-Fatiha. That is, or meaning, the opener of the book. The surah with which prayers are begun. It is also called al-Kitab, or the mother of the book, according to the majority of the scholars. In an authentic hadith recorded, or authentic narration or statement of the Prophet ﷺ, recorded by At-Tirmidhi, who is a collector of narrations from the Messenger of Allah, from the Prophet Muhammad, who graded it Sahih. Abu Hurairah said that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Kitab, Quran, wa Kitab, wa Sab'ul Mathani, wa Quranul Azim. That he, the Prophet ﷺ, according to Abu Hurairah, the Messenger of Allah, he said, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, meaning this is the name of the chapter. This is the way that some of the companions, they used to say the names of the surah by the first line or the first few words in the surah. So the beginning of this surah is Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and this is the way that they remembered it, or that they knew what surah they were talking about. So he said this Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, this chapter is Quran, right? It is the mother of the Quran. Wa Kitab, and the mother of the book. wa Sab'ul Mathani, the 7 oft repeated verses of the glorious Quran. It, meaning the surah Al-Fatiha, we're talking about the names of the surah. It is also called Al-Hamd and As-Salah, because the Prophet ﷺ, he said, get a little closer here. Naam. قسمت الصلاة بين وبين عبدي نصفين فإذا قال العبد الحمد لله رب العالمين. It is also called Alhamd in as-Salah because the Prophet ﷺ, he said that his Lord said, قَسَمْتُ صَلَاةَ بَيْنِي وَبَيْنَ عَبْدِي. I have divided the prayer has been divided into two halves. قَسَمْتُ الصَّلَاةُ قسمت الصلاة بيني وبين عبدي نصفين. Now I'm into two halves. Sorry, uncomfortable position over here. I have divided the salat or the prayer into two halves. Is divided into two halves between me and my servants. When the servant says, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of exists, قال Allah, Allah he says, Hamidani abdi, my servant has praised me. My servant has praised me. So the purpose of this reading, this section, was that the name of the prayer, and this is why some of the companions, they also call this Surah as-Salah, right? Al-Fatiha was called the Salah because reciting it is a condition for the correctness of Salah. The prayer Al-Fatiha was also called Ash-Shifa, the cure, and it is also called Ar-Ruqya, the remedy. Since in the Sahih or the authentic Al-Bukhari, the authentic narrations, there is a narration of Abu Sa'id telling the story of the companion who used Al-Fatiha as a remedy for the tribal chief who was poisoned. Later, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said to his companion, وَمَا يُدْرِيكَ أَنَّهَا رُقْيَةٌ. How did you know that it was a ruqya? How did you know that it was a cure or a remedy for illnesses or for different problems? And this was the statement of the Prophet ﷺ acknowledging that when the companion, he read Suratul Fatihah over the chief for his illness or his injury, that he was cured. And he mentioned to the man, so how did you know that? Meaning it was something that he had not necessarily taught anybody. And the Prophet ﷺ wanted to know, how did he know that? Al-Fatiha was revealed in Mecca, as Ibn Abbas, Qatada, and Abu al-Aliya stated. Allah said, وَلَقَدْ أَتَيْنَكَ سَبْعَ مِنَ الْمَثَانِي. And indeed we have bestowed upon you 7 mathani, 7 7 mathani, 7 repeatedly recited verses, Surah Al-Fatiha. Wallahu subhanahu wa ta'ala a'lam. And this is where we will stop for this particular lesson for today. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.